Imagine a sprawling, multi-level facility. Monitoring a complex space like this means watching dozens of entrances and blind spots simultaneously, but you have to do it without exposing your surveillance feed to the outside world. If we set up a broadcast network, we'd push video signals into the open airways, hoping anyone tunes in. But CCTV stands for closed-circuit television. Every wire, camera, and monitor connects into a self-contained loop, entirely inaccessible from the outside. Screwing a camera into a wall doesn't instantly secure a building. If the optical hardware is mismatched to the lighting, or the cables are physically exposed, the entire loop breaks down. Designing a true closed-circuit system is an exercise in spatial problem-solving. You have to map the specific environmental constraints of a location and then build a custom hardware circuit to conquer them. The first challenge is capturing usable data across highly variable conditions. A camera tracking targets in a sunlit entryway requires completely different optics than one monitoring a pitch-black loading dock. This starts by defining the field of view. The sensor and lens dictate the angle captured. There is a strict optical trade-off. Increasing the field of view to observe an entire room means any specific target object appears comparatively smaller in the final image. The available light dictates the hardware. Color cameras excel at identifying and tracking targets in daylight, but in low to zero light, you need monochrome cameras paired with covert infrared illumination to capture detail. Once the right optics are chosen, they have to survive the environment. Exterior cameras must be mounted at least 10 feet high to physically prevent tampering and vandalism. By matching the optical physics to the lighting and securing the physical placement, you establish an indestructible first line of defense. Those cameras are useless if their data can't reach a central hub. You have to map the shortest physical pathway through the building to minimize cable length and prevent the video signal from degrading. You typically have two wiring choices. A standard coaxial cable sends signals down a single shielded copper core. Meanwhile, Cat5 cabling contains 4 pairs of tightly twisted wires. These twists protect the signal from interference, allowing clean video transmission over much longer distances. Running these wires requires strict physical management. You use nailed wire moldings to route the surveillance cables along walls, keeping the pathway organized, secure, and completely hidden from view. At the end of the line, the cable connects to the hardware using a BNC port. Connecting a BNC port requires precise assembly. Strip 1.5 centimeters to expose the braiding, insert the core, and lock the crimping barrel. Building a secure, interference-free physical pathway ensures that the raw data captured by the lenses actually survives the journey. All those carefully managed pathways converge at one central destination, the digital video recorder, or DVR. This device processes the incoming data and serves as the storage hub for the entire system. The DVR takes the raw electrical signals flowing in from multiple different cameras and organizes them into distinct, manageable viewing channels. This chart illustrates a major data trade-off. Recording in real time at 25 frames per second gives a perfectly smooth picture, but the hard drive fills up quickly. By switching to time-lapse mode, you record fewer frames, saving massive amounts of storage capacity. Because the DVR holds all of this recorded evidence, it becomes the most sensitive target in the building. It must be placed inside a locked, closed container, so an intruder cannot simply walk away with the hard drive. You can have perfect camera placement and flawless wiring, but if this central recording vault is compromised, the entire surveillance loop is broken. Bringing the network online requires a strict order of operations. You provide power to the individual cameras first, switch on the viewing monitor second, and finally, boot up the DVR. The DVR's output is routed through an HDMI or coaxial connection to your main display. This allows you to monitor all active camera channels simultaneously on a single divided screen. If a feed doesn't appear, you run the immediate troubleshooting checklist. You verify that the correct monitor input is selected, check every physical power connection, and confirm that the active cameras are delivering the required viewing angles. When every component is powered and communicating, those isolated pieces of hardware lock together into a single, unified barrier across the facility. A closed-circuit television network operates as an intentionally engineered ecosystem. By uniting strategic geography, specialized optics, and strictly secured hardware, you create a private loop of information